For the past 50 years, Lassie has been known as the most amazing and well-trained collie in movies and television. Robert Weatherwax, Lassie's owner and trainer, is truly one of the masters in the animal training world. In his career, Bob has worked with more than 1,500 dogs, yet he says the greatest pleasure in his life has been his companion for the past 5 decades, Lassie.
The legend of Lassie began in the late 1930s with the book Lassie Come Home, written by Eric Knight. It was a heartwarming story that came to life because of the magical bond between a boy and his dog. This touching novel launched the greatest animal star in film and television history.
Thank you, Lassie.
Roddy McDowall was Lassie's companion in the film. His co-star was none other than Elizabeth Taylor.
I hope you won't worry too much about Lassie. I'll take care of her. Really, I will.
MGM auditioned more than 1,500 dogs for the title role of Lassie. Red Weatherwax's dog Pal was chosen as the stunt double. 6 weeks into filming, history was changed when Pal had to do a very difficult scene in which Lassie had to swim from Scotland all the way back to England.
So after swimming this river, which is tough current, the dog has to come out very exhausted. So my father designed it where he would come out and he wouldn't let him shake because an exhausted dog wouldn't shake. And then he had him come slowly, then collapse. And then lay there motionless. And it was a beautiful scene.
After that scene, legend has it, the director said, Pal swam in, but Lassie swam out. They reshot the first 6 weeks of the film.
My Lassie, come home.
In the 1940s, Lassie's star continued to rise as her 7 MGM movies made $248 million. She also starred beside some very famous actors, such as James Stewart and Mickey Rooney. In 1953, Lassie moved into television.
To young Jeff Miller, I leave the best thing I've got. My dog, Lassie.
To me?
She's all yours, son.
This new show caught the attention of people across the nation, and in 1955, Lassie won an Emmy for Best Children's Program.
Lassie!
But you don't have to go anyplace. You can stay right here forever.
Then, a few years later, Tommy Rettig passed the baton to John Provost. Provost, at the age of 6½, was to become Lassie's new companion.
I'll send Lassie with you. I'll give her to you.
For my very own?
Uh-huh.
Honest?
Honest, Timmy.
The duo of John Provost and Lassie continued the legacy as the boy and his dog were companions to the end.
Lassie, are you sure he came this far? It's not a long ways from home. Okay, if you say so.
The show was #1 in its time period for 10 years, and its 18 consecutive seasons rates Lassie as the second longest running TV show in history. Robert Weatherwax has had the pleasure of growing up with all 8 generations of Lassie, all direct descendants of Pal.
Sit, Lassie.
In fact, it has taken more than 1,000 puppies to find the 8 generations of Lassie, since the collie's markings, a white blaze, 2 white front paws, and a full white coat, are so rare.
Excuse me, God. I forgot something. And bless my new mother and father. Amen.
While Lassie's character has always been a female, since the dog in Eric Knight's original story had puppies, in real life, all the collies have been male.
She won't hurt you. Go ahead.
while generations pass, the legend and the magic continue. Who would have thought that this amazing collie, who started as a stunt double, would become Hollywood's biggest animal star? But for the past 5 decades, Lassie has touched the hearts of millions across the world, always there to give her help and love to those in need.
That's a boy.
Good work, Bob and Lassie. Best lunch.
That's a boy. That's a good dog. All right, come on, come on, come on. That was good. That's real good, yes. That was a good dog.
Bob, this system wasn't born yesterday. It's got about 5 decades of experience behind it, doesn't it?
At least that. You know, my father started training dogs in motion pictures back in the 20s. He was taught by his father. And then working with him on all the years in the Lassie show, I learned probably, 60 years of accumulated knowledge.
You really have a special relationship with the dog, don't you?
Well, I spend a lot of time with Lassie. I've traveled across the country. We do tours with him. I've been to children's hospitals. You know, the relationship that we build is really built on training and being with the dog so much and sharing so much experience with him.